Cat TV is celebrating 30 years of community media. Help support Cat TV's next 30 years by becoming a member today. Your membership will help us continue covering meaningful, local content. Thank you for supporting your local community media station.
Southwest Vermont Regional Technical School District School Board meeting. It's about 10:05, and I'd like to, this meeting is only in Zoom for all the members except for the ones on site. I'd like to review the agenda for the day, and we have called the meeting to order. Welcome public comments. We have consent agenda. We have minutes from January 10th, warrants and vendor warrants. We have a cash flow, revenue expense report, FYI, have committee report, and action to be taken, nomination for forestry, chair's report, superintendent's report, and we have others. At this time, I'd like to know whether this is all okay and whether we need to change anything on the agenda, add or drop things that are on that were not covered here on this agenda or will not be covered under the superintendent's report or the chair's report. Seeing none, hearing none, then I would ask that we proceed with the agenda as read. Okay. Like the first of all, just a comment, I off the record, I wished everybody, and now on the record, a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Okay. Thank you. The meeting is welcome and called. We have public comments. This is the time for comments that may be directed from a public point of view, and it could be board members or it be someone. Mike Color.
Before I forget, I want to publicly thank Brian Kuhn and his students. They've partnered with the Drama Club and have helped build some of the set for the upcoming show Clue, March 10th, 11th, and 12th. So it's really nice to see a show back in the theater, and what a great partnership for the students helping build the set. So I hope anyone watching is interested to go see that and see the work that the students have done building the set and everyone on stage. So it's really cool. So it's good to see it back in person. So
thank you, Mike.
Well, thank you. Now, any other
regarding that performance, how do we see it? Is it going to be streamed or broadcasted, or do you have to actually be there in person? And if so, where?
I'll only just like to say that in this particular portion for public comments, you can state a comment, but we won't go back and forth between members and members of the public or members of the boards doing the actual comment.
Thank you.
He can reply in the chat if you want to. Are there any public comments to be heard or concerns so we can document them and know what it is that the public is thinking out there?
Leon, I don't see anyone else in the waiting room or hear from the public.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Public comment now. The consent agenda. We can take all of the, well, no, we'll go at them one at a time. These are listed under the consent agenda, and I think we should take the time. Minutes from the RGB full board meeting on Monday, January the 10th. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes as provided? Mike is saying okay. Can I have a second?
Second.
Sure, has a second. Now the minutes are open for the review or comments, if there are any. Seeing none, I would like to have us accept the minutes as written. All in favor? It's aye, raise your hand.
Right.
Any opposed? Extensions? None. Minutes are accepted as written. We have payroll warrants. Have several. The first one is 1025. At this time, we'll take a motion to accept the warrants on 1025. We have a motion. Someone, Mike, a second. Anthony. Okay, thank you. Are there any discussions concerning the minutes from, the warrants from 1025? I see no one, no comments. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No one abstaining, sustaining from it? Okay. Minutes of these warrants, 1025 is passed as written. The next one is 1026. Have a motion to accept that.
Move to accept.
Second.
And moved by Asher.
Jeff, second.
Ken is second. Any comments on the minute on the 1026? Seeing none, hear none, all in favor, raise your hand. I'll just say aye.
Aye.
All, anybody abstaining? And any opposed? I have none. The next payroll one is 1029 and 18 attached. Have a motion to accept. Want, Ken, move. And second, Jackie. Now, any comments concerning warrants 1029/18? Seeing none, I'll take a motion. All in favor, a vote in favor of accepting them. And the warrants as written. Just raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. And no extensions on it. Abstains from it. Okay, 1029/18 is accepted as written. We have vendor warrants. Vendor warrants number 1024 included in the package. For those, can we have a motion to accept the vendor warrants 1024?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie and second Ken. Any comments about the warrants 1024? I'm seeing none. All in favor, just raise your hand or make a comment, said okay.
Aye. It's okay.
Any opposed? No opposed, any abstains? I see none. The vendor warrant 1024 is accepted. Last one is vendor warrant 1028. Motion to accept. Jackie and Ken. Okay, the motion has been accepted. Are any comments concerning items on 1028? Seeing none and hearing none. Okay, all in favor, vote by raising your hand or aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Nobody, and any abstains? None. The minutes, the vendor warrant 1028 is accepted as written. We have a FYI cash revenue flow expensive treasury report included. Hopefully you had a chance to look at that. I don't think we need to vote on it. It's just a report for FYI. And so is there any comments concerning the cash flow revenue expense report from the treasurer that was included? I see none. And we'll move right on to the next item here. The committee reports is next. When we on the committee reports, we have it. Well, it was saying action items. Why don't we do, well, it says first one is written on the report. It says action item, nomination for forestry. Anyone like to?
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
Mike, okay.
I'm going to actually share my screen here for folks, for the community. Folks can see that. There's a nomination form here for Eric Bishop. It's for a forestry and heavy equipment instructor. It's to replace David Dents, who retired at the end of last school year. You can see the pertinent information there. Eric has a bachelor's degree in forestry and forest resources from West Virginia University. He has experience as a maintenance tech in Banshee Reeks Nature Preserve, also an arborist, and working with the town of Leesburg, Virginia. You can see there, we received 5 applicants, 3 were interviewed. Eric was the unanimous nomination. Eric spent some time with us here last week, a couple weeks ago, visiting the program, and he's looking forward to getting started on February 28th. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for Mike concerning that nomination? None, hearing none. I looked that over as well. And so all in favor of the nomination for forestry, and I shouldn't pull the sheet up to recite the name. Do I need to say the name for the minutes? No.
Eric Bishop.
Eric Bishop. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? None. Anyone abstaining? Well, welcome, Eric, to the Southwest Tech Forestry Department.
Looking forward to having him get started.
Very nice. The moving right along, the next item on the agenda is we had a policy meeting, and we had several items that were discussed at that meeting. It's been a long time coming, and we had some minutes that were to document certain policies, including, and the policies, we listed 2200, 4035, and 5050, and 7195 on here today. These particular policies were looked at by the board, the committee, except the new policy is 7195 was recommended by Department of Education. And I'm trying to get to my site. I got the policies in different places because of they on the drop in the Dropbox, and so the basic thing associated with these particular policies was that we needed to have a line item added to it, them indicating that when we first reviewed them, that we didn't make any changes and that they were just reviewed at that point in time. So that was what was added all except for 7195. And 7195 policy was dealing with special ed as recommended by the Department of Education. So why don't we, I like to lump them together all except for the last one. The first three, 2200, 40, 35, and 50, 50 is to just notify the board that we reviewed them, the full board, and that with no changes made to them, and we'll just accept them as is and moving on. And that's
So
the
moved.
format. If you
So
saw it,
moved.
yeah, thanks, Ken, moved. Any second, Mike. Any other discussion concerning those policies?
I just wanted to note that at the next policy meeting, I wanted to bring the 2200, the anti-discrimination policy, back up for discussion. So that one may resurface in the near future. Just wanted to let you all know.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Policy, next policy 7195. I still wasn't able to, to get back to where I needed to get to, home. On the 7190 execution of policies. Oh, I'm sorry. And administrative regs. That one was not one I was thinking about. This is another policy that we had reviewed back in September and not added the line on. And then we talked about it on 13122. And so I'll have to have a motion to accept execution of policies with administrative regs as indicated in the Dropbox. Ken is waving his head. A second. Get a second from anyone. Cutler seconded. Okay, so all in favor of accepting the policy 7195C as written and posted on the Dropbox, just saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Extension? None. So thank you. That was my error in trying to not have my Dropbox open to look at all these things and go by memory. The policy of concern that is new and that's not in that group is policy number. We gave it a number 6010C. Sandy made sure it fit right in the right group that it's supposed to be. And this is a special ed policy that talks about the board's responsibility in terms of special ed. This John transferred all the information on, and basically in this particular policy, the Agency of Education is currently providing procedures and practices for handling particular special ed situations along that line in technical centers. And this policy is set up for us to agree that we will be following and abiding by those procedures. Are there any discussion concerning the rest of the policy? I'm seeing none. I can have a motion to accept the policy 6010. Ken is moved. Any second it?
Second.
Second, Jackie. And no formal discussion. I see none. So we have a vote on policy 6010C, special education. All in favor, just by aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it is all, any opposed? Seeing none, any abstains? None. So 60 has, 10C has been won as of today. And we'll see this policy back again, probably at our next meeting. So unless we got some changes, and when we have changes, we'll take it back to the policy committee for that. But if not, it'll be on the next agenda.
If I may interrupt for just a second.
Yes.
Just in case people listening don't know this, most of these policies are the same policies as the SVSU. And so this special ed policy was also warned for the SVSU as well as many other ones.
That's correct. Thank you, Jackie. Okay. There were some items that's not on here. And that was our bylaws that were discussed in the policy meeting. And that was some formatting things that took place in the bylaws that were ready to go out and be attached to the site that we were looking at previously several times, about things that we wanted to have in it and thought we wanted to have in it that didn't really fit in it in the appropriate document. So that document is, if I'm right, Mike, that document is supposed to be posted now. That I'm not sure whether it made, I didn't go on the site to look and see whether the new document was on the site in terms of the bylaws.
Not yet, Leon. I'm just waiting for the discussion to happen today.
Oh, okay. So are there any items, any other discussion concerning the bylaw that was discussed in our previous meeting about the different things that we had in there? One of the things that, I mean, we had several things we wanted to have about conduct of board members, and we wanted to have some punitive type of efforts, censure them or remove them from the board, and we found out that we couldn't really do that. And so that comment and that particular item that was wanting to be added onto the bylaws had to be removed. And the rest of it was just some grammatical things that needed to take place. Are there any other discussion concerning the bylaws that were out there? So if not, then we'll recommend that we proceed with adding the bylaws, the updated version onto the website. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none. Anyone abstaining? Seeing none. Okay, so that is all I have for the committee report. The chair's report is next on the sheet, and the chair is not here today, and I'm acting as the vice chair, acting as the chair. I don't have anything. I didn't plan to have anything for a discussion, but I do want to welcome everybody back again, and that we have several board members that are running for election, and that hopefully we got everything that we needed to have in place for that in terms of the deadline. And the only one, according to our minutes, Art was not going to run. So I just urge you to keep pushing on with the committee's reports that we needed to have finance and we need to have education and more policies along that line. Any other discussion? That would be all I would say under the chair's report for McDonald. John.
Just to thank Art again for his service to the board. If this is his last meeting,
Like John is
except
coming
for
to-
town meeting day.
He's not up for, I don't think he's up for reelection.
I have a
think
question.
Logging in right now.
Okay. Are you raising your hand, Asher?
Mm,
No. No.
Yeah, so there are gonna be 4 seats. You have 3 people running for those seats. So in the event that there isn't a 4th person elected, seeing as there's only 3 candidates, what's the protocol going forward?
So I can answer that. So a writing candidate can prevail if they have 30 votes or more. If there are no writing candidates, the board can choose to keep the seat open or appoint somebody until the next regular election, which would be next year. That's what our bylaws say.
Right. Okay. No other comments. I'd like to go right on over to the superintendent's report. He has a lot of information on the Dropbox and some other things out there. So
Okay.
turn it over to Mike Wallach.
Thank you, Leon. I'm going to turn it over to Becky Tattersall first to talk about the budget, our next meeting dates, and the election, and then I'll go from there. Becky.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to remind everybody that the floor meeting is going to be through Zoom. So again, it's not going to be in person. It's going to be through Zoom. All of you saw the warning and signed off on the warning that talks about the dates and times for the floor meeting. As a reminder, we'll try to send out that link one more time just before the floor meeting. It is going to be again, February 28th. That's Monday, February 28th. And our school will be first at 6 p.m. Usually we're in between SVSU schools. Usually Mount Anthony goes, then we go, and then their elementary schools go. This year we've switched it. We will be first, and then all of SVSU schools will follow us so that we're not kind of in the middle of their schools. So again, Monday, February 28th, 6 p.m. I ask that all board members please try to attend this meeting. It's important as the public is there and it is their opportunity to ask questions about our proposed budget and whether or not, you know, it's a great opportunity to show your support for the budget we've brought forward. And sometimes there aren't any questions, but it's nice to have the full board there. And the Zoom link again was on that warning that you signed that you should have a copy of from your DocuSign email. But I will make sure a link is sent out again that day during the day to your email in case you need it. Are there any questions about the February 28th floor meeting via Zoom?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Becky. Again, welcome everybody today. I do have a few things to talk about. I'm going to share my screen to start off with. Hopefully I have everything in the right order. So I was trying to get ready in the background here while you were speaking. Give me just 1 second. It's like Dane is here. Just gonna let him in. Okay, everybody see my screen okay? Just a thumbs up. Thank you. So a new initiative which we started 3 weeks ago is we are doing a student spotlight each week in the Vermont News Guide. And I'll give you an example of one here. Our first student spotlight was Aaron Jennings from Arlington Memorial High School. We have 3 questions for each student that is highlighted, why they chose Southwest Tech, a memorable experience they had while they're here, and what are their future plans. And on the left-hand side of that, you can see we also have our school listed along with our programs, telephone number, and our towns, etc. So if you do not pick up the news guide, you can look at this online. You can Google search the Vermont News Guide. It is published north of here a lot. It's all over the place, and so a lot of publications. So we're doing this each week. And so what I want to show you is I'm going to close out of this screen and go back to the next screen and show you what they look like singularly. So here was the first one, which was Aaron Jennings, our student spotlight as a med profession student. Next week, we had Jen Coonrad from Mount Anthony Union High School, a human services student. And one from this past Sunday was Taylor Jarvis from BBA in our law enforcement program. So I just wanted the community to see those and the board to see those. We're doing those from now at the end of the school year. Once students are chosen, they're also given a plaque or a frame, excuse me, with their spotlight and their information on it. I think it's a great way to highlight students and show the community also what we're doing and what students are offered here at Southwest Tech. All right, should be back to the main screen. Our construction is going well here at school from the flood. The office is up and running again. One classroom is completed. The other 3 classrooms are still under construction. We're waiting on materials. We're waiting on insurance approvals and things like that. But we have shifted people around. There are not too many people displaced. We've done the best that we can. The rooms that are still displaced will probably be that way for at least the next 3 to 4 months. But those teachers do have classrooms to be in, so they are not displaced. Also, our budget vote is 2 weeks from now. As the board knows, we put together a very tight budget that we feel fits the needs of the center, fits the needs of our growing center, quite frankly. We have one of the second highest enrollments in the state. I'll have that for you next week. Number of head counts of programs and students, students and programs here at the Tech Center, to the tune of around 470 is our average student count, which is great. And so we are certainly nearing capacity. Next year's applications are already coming in. So some programs I can tell are already going to have a waiting list for them for next year. And we've only seen, I believe, freshmen and sophomore sign up to this point. So there's still juniors and seniors to go. So that's going very, very well. Also, I want to talk to you quickly about, I brought this up before, but we kicked off our 7 Mindsets SEL, which is social emotional learning. It's a big push by the Agency of Education in the state. And we know that social emotional learning is very important to have as part of our student culture. So all of us last week, all teachers started teaching 7 Mindsets curriculum. It's called Mindful Mondays, and it's going very well. This is our second Monday doing it, and the feedback so far is very good. I'd be happy to share some of the data with you in committees, so you can see what we're doing more granularly at a committee level. But so far, it's going fairly well. Becky talked about the floor meeting, which is on February 28th at 6 p.m. Again, that will be on Zoom. I expect that meeting to be fairly quick, 15 minutes at the most. So that would probably be long, actually, usually 10 to 12 minutes. What else can I answer for folks? I want to try to be cognizant of time as well.
Well, here's one question.
Sure.
Do we have all of our teacher slots filled?
No, we do not. We still have one opening. Actually, I take that back. We have one opening currently. It is filled for the remainder of the school year. We are still looking for another instructor. I have had an announcement or two that has been made. So I'll be looking to a retirement announcement. So we're looking to replace one para. And then hopefully we have a couple positions through our Perkins grant that will be coming through in the spring. So long answer, no, Jackie, they're not filled yet, but we're getting closer.
So for the people who are listening to this broadcast, what are the positions that you will be filling?
The manufacturing and design program teaching position, and also one of our paraprofessionals who's also that as a hybrid position. It's a paraprofessional and bus driver. Any other questions I can answer for folks? Okay, I don't see any.
Oh, well, Mike, were you going to show the videos that you put on in the Dropbox, or you just added those in there of the water?
That was just for your purpose. I could show them, but I just wanted the board to see what, the damage that took place here at the center.
Okay, so if everyone got a chance to see those in the Dropbox, it just, I mean, the public won't get a chance to see them unless you do them for Cat TV. It's up to.
I could maybe arrange that together maybe for the next board meeting. I don't have them in any particular order in there, but I could put them together for Cat TV. I do think the community should see what the damage that was sustained here in our school, and that we've been able to pick up and move on, as best as we can. So.
Okay.
So piggybacking on what he just said, what was the cost that we had to pay for the damages?
Jackie, it's still undetermined at this point. We haven't put out any money yet. The final claims have not been made.
Okay. Anything else for Mike? Okay. On the others, I mentioned about Valentine for everybody, but this is also February is Black History Month. And so I wanted to make sure everyone is aware of that, and we'll take the time to go out and review some cultural events for this particular country in terms of celebrating Black History Month. Anything else that come before this board? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Asher, adjourn. Cutler was seconded. All in favor? So,
Aye.
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 Raise your hand. Anyone
Aye.
opposed? None. No one abstaining. I would see you next month. And I see John McDonald is on, but he'll take over next month.
Cat TV is celebrating 30 years of community media. Help support Cat TV's next 30 years by becoming a member today. Your membership will help us continue covering meaningful, local content. Thank you for supporting your local community media station.